All right, we're back. All right, so real quick stat check on Bryce Harper. He actually was in the final in the 2013 Home Run Derby. He didn't actually win, so I'd said he's already won this title once before. He made it to the final. That was the year that Cespedes
beat him. Yep.
Yeah, Harper got out to he hit the first three, knocked him out of the park, and then he kind of ran out of gas.
Cespedes came up and just blew the doors out.
Yeah, that was the first of his back-to-back. So
yeah.
I still stick with my pick. I think Harper's the way to go in front of the hometown fans. He's going to try and put on a show.
Oh, yeah. He will.
So, anyways. All right, so I'll segue into the NFL. A couple quick notes. DeMarco Murray retiring after 7 seasons at age 30.
Good career for that guy. Dallas, he had good years behind that O-line, as seems like everyone who goes there. But, I mean, you can't give all the credit to the O-line. I mean, a lot of it goes to the running back, 1,800 yards. I mean, that's
huge.
Huge, yeah. But then he went to Philadelphia, and that was kind of a disaster with Chip Kelly and just the way the offense was run. But then he went to Tennessee and led the Red League in AFC in rushing yards.
Yeah, 1,200 plus.
I think that's where when he went to Tennessee, I think that's what showed his true identity of how tough he is, how his agility, and how good of a running back he really was. So, congratulations on a good career.
He gets out at age 30. He wasn't a Hall of Fame candidate. Wasn't even close to the bubble or anything. So it's not like he's got to, play for 2 or 3 more years to try to collect some stats. That sometimes people do that.
Yeah.
Hanger-ons. Like Frank Gore comes to mind.
Yeah.
Now, I think Frank Gore's got a great work ethic and more power to him. He keeps playing. He's just in great shape and all that kind of stuff. But when you think of Frank Gore, you never think of even being in the top 30 or 40 in any kind of Player of the Year awards. But the guy's just piling up so many stats. His rushing numbers are going to be kind of like, how do you keep him out of the hall?
And just how long he's been in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on. He's dedicated his life almost to the league. So.
Yeah. So Murray at 30 gets out, probably saves himself 2-3 more years of potential head contact. These guys just take a pounding in the helmet, and you always wonder what's going to happen down the road.
It's just probably a safe decision for him.
Yeah. He played, he got a good full 7 years in there, so, hats off to him. He's leaving on his terms, so. One other shout out is Darren Sproulsy. So your boy, he's going to hang him up at the end of the season. So that's good to hear that he's going to play one more year. Going back to Murray, the average, no one really plays once they get to their 7th or 8th year as running backs, maybe even their 6th year. That's their peak. Now they start to slide down, and when they're 30, they're considered old. Sproles is 35.
Yeah, but he's so fast. He looks like he's 25 out there. So.
And you still need him on the squad because he can do a lot of things. And again, he doesn't take the literal pounding that a lot of the guys that get the ball 300 plus times.
And he's still one of the best special teams players in the league. Still. So
love Sproulsy.
Yep.
And you still had a Sproulsy jersey.
I do.
Yep. So I'm glad to hear that. So he's gonna play one more year. So. But we'll talk more about the NFL, as the weeks go on, as we get closer to more into training camp and what's happening and getting ready for preseason, fantasy football, that kind of stuff. We'll talk a lot of that stuff. So we'll transition into the NBA. Not a lot going on. Most of the signings were already done, but there was a couple interesting ones this week. First off, Jabari Parker signs 2 years, $40 million with Chicago.
That's a lot of money.
And to me, pull up your Brinks truck and take the hell off, because I can't believe you got 2 years, $40 million.
I can't believe it. From the Bulls.
Yep, I think they obviously had some money into the cap. They need to spend it, and I think they're hoping for the 2016 Jabari Parker, who averaged over 21 points and 9 rebounds. I think that's the guy they want, not hopefully they're not the guy that was all banged up all year last year. So. He had potential, and we'll see what happens.
Still young.
It's a 2-year deal, so the Bulls, they're out of it in 2 years. So if it doesn't go well,
And you got Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, talk about Isaiah.
1 year, 1 year, $2.2 million with the Denver Nuggets.
League minimum.
Yeah.
He's 14 months removed from just about being $100+ million player.
Superstardom.
On a big max contract for him, and just gone. That injury just pretty much derailed everything. The trade to Cleveland was a disaster. Then he ended up getting shipped to LA and sort of a, just run out the string kind of a season thing. And, to be down to league minimum, it's pretty shocking to think that you were going to be $100 million guy and you're down to that. Yeah.
But he's trying to stay positive, on social media, being confident, saying this year, it'll be a year, not exactly like Boston, but he'll get back to where he was in Boston.
Yeah.
And he'll help out Denver. Denver's that team who's right on the border of the playoffs. Came down to the last game of the year last season. He just missed the playoffs by one game, so maybe he can.
He could be a spark. Maybe he's never going to be the 28-point game guy like he was in Boston, because I think Boston gave him the freedom to do all that. But I mean, if he can give it like 17 points a game, 7 or 8 assists a game, I mean, stuff he did before he was at Boston, which Boston wanted, he might be able to, like, next year he might get a better, a much bigger deal and get some of that money back, hopefully. So good for him. Hopefully he gets it turned around and he could just, prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
No Kawhi news yet. So we're kind of all quiet on that, and we'll see what happens as teams just kind of get things set in summer league. You had some. You were looking at Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox, yeah. Shout out to that guy. Got booed in the draft. I didn't really know why. I coming out, or when they called his name, I was like, okay, that's a solid pick, but I guess Knicks fans didn't think that.
Nothing new from them.
Yeah,
they just booed because they wanted somebody else, but
they want the guys like Trae Young and the guys who can shoot and whatever. But he's lighting up summer league. He's probably arguably the best player out of the summer league. Takeaways from summer league, biggest surprise. So I mean, hey,
shout out to him. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. The Knicks need help. They need someone to fill the basket.
Yeah.
And help Porzingis out. So, I mean, 7th pick in the draft, and he ends up playing, like what Kuzma did with the Lakers, and he was way down the board. I mean, if they can get, maybe he gives them 15 this year in his rookie season. That's pretty damn good.
Kind of reminds me of Jason Tatum. I mean, obviously, I'm not expecting him to be the caliber of Tatum, but it kind of reminds me of the way he plays.
Yeah.
So.
And look at Tatum. I mean, arguably, when everything's said and done, he might be the best pick in that draft.
Yeah.
So all right, and we're gonna go into golf. Obviously, this week is the week before the British Open this last weekend, and it's the weakest tournament on tour. It's got the softest group of players in it. One guy in the top 30 was in the tournament, Zach Johnson. Everybody else is either already overseas getting ready for the British Open, tuning up, and like the Scottish Open, Ricky Fowler finished 6th in that tournament, the tune-up. A lot of guys were here at home working on their game, practicing, that kind of stuff. The John Deere just doesn't get any top names in it. Michael Kim, though, got his first tournament win. He only had 1 top 10 this year, missed 5 of his last 6 cuts, and he ends up winning this tournament, a little over $1 million. So a lot of FedEx points. 27 under.
That's just
won by 8 shots.
It's just a little too easy to say the least.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of wonder if the big guns were there, the 35 under.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll talk more about the British Open next week.
Yep.
A lot of exciting stuff there. Tiger was talking about the course it's really baked. Which means the fairways are a little brownish and it's hard and it runs. He thought they were rolling faster than the greens. So
shit, that's saying something.
Brent Snedeker Instagrammed a picture of his tee shot where it ended up, and he was put up a number 4 on his fingers. Like, he hit it 423 yards, and he's a middle of the pack driving distance guy.
He's not like Dustin Johnson and McIlroy who can bomb it.
So he hit it out there 423. So he's just like, I think it's going to be an all iron kind of a tournament. Most guys won't have the woods in the bag unless they need it, maybe going against the wind or something. But there's going to be a lot of irons off the tee.
Yeah.
So it should be great. Tiger thinks it's the hardest of all the British Open courses, so that'll be fun. And a side note with golf, the Tahoe event they do every year with the celebrities or athletes.
Yeah.
That's always fun to watch. And Tony Romo, he wanted this. He said he wanted it really bad. He came back and overtook Mark Mulder on the 16th hole. Mark Mulder, the ex-pitcher, he won the last 3 of these tournaments in Tahoe. So Romo beat him, Joe Pavelski, and surprisingly Ray Allen came out of nowhere. I didn't even know this guy was that good in golf. And when you watch him, you don't think he is, but he was third, and he shot the second best round of the day today. So that's always fun to watch. You know, Aaron Rodgers and Steph Curry was in the top 15, and you got baseball players, hockey players.
Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah, Roenick. A lot of guys. It's just fun. Well, not really baseball players, ex-baseball players.
Yeah.
Ozzie Smith was out there.
John Smoltz.
Yeah, Smoltzy. So it's always fun, and then Barkley always just takes the cake, dude. Him and Al Michaels always at the bottom, but Barkley, he just loves it, and he always will come back, and he knows he sucks, and he's just, but he's still out there trying. And
he had one par.
Yeah, he shot a 104 and a 107. I don't know what he shot today, but so any hackers out there, there you go. But so that was always fun. And then Curry lost a bet with his dad. He had to beat his dad by 20 points, and he finished 2 points less.
Something like that. Yeah.
He only beat him by 18, so he had to jump into the lake, which is pretty damn cold still. So that was kind of cool. But
that was funny.
Good tournament. It was fun to watch. I'm sure it got more viewers than the John Deere did. So.
Yeah.
But again, we'll talk more British Open next week. Couple shout outs real quick before we close shop. First of all, we personally want to give a shout out to Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah.
He's going in the Hall of Fame a week from this upcoming Saturday, so on the 29th. A great class going in, but Vladdy, personal favorite of ours here with the Angels. He's going in as an Angel. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, we're really pumped about that. And then World Cup Lacrosse.
Yeah, that got started this past week. USA, their first game, they played Uruguay.
Yeah.
Right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
They beat them 16-9 to start off the tournament in Israel.
Yeah.
And they won nine titles.
They've won 9 titles. They've won the most.
Yeah, the
I
next
think
highest
Canada's won
at 3. So,
yeah, there's 48 teams in this World Cup, and so huge shout out to lacrosse because you got to get some people to notice it and watch it. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so and then we have the closing shop at the last, the what the hell segment. So the first what the hell is anybody who went to the Angel game will understand. Mike Sosha, what the hell? So it's a Otani bobblehead night. We got there 4:45, and there was probably 10,000 people already there.
That was the longest I've ever seen it before a game.
Yeah, they let you in at 5, so we didn't get inside till 5:45. So it took an hour, and then we get inside, and we find out no BP. So that sucked. So we're like, what the hell? Because there's always BP unless you go on a Sunday. But you're thinking,
so we're thinking,
how am I going to do for an hour and a half? It's hot out, and we already sweated our tails off in line.
But you're thinking, at least you got the bobblehead, and we'll see Otani play tonight. But
it never happened. Inning after inning went by. The Angels were blowing them out. You get to the 6th and the 7th. Otani, is he going to pinch hit? Is he going to come in? What's going on? Everybody's here to see him. And look, we've been to other games.
Yeah.
We've seen Otani. We'll see him again. But there was a ton of people there that we had saw that were close by to us that had never been to an Angel game, and they were there strictly for Otani. They came from overseas or wherever. They came from. Some came from Japan.
Some came from South Korea.
Come from other states, and they wanted to come see him play on Otani bobblehead night. Sochi did not put him in. 7th, 8th inning comes. You still don't see him in. It's just clueless. It's the total what the hell are you doing? Understand the situation. It was 11-1 at that point. I think Seattle scratched another run, but it's like, come on, man. No, everybody's here to see this guy. And by the way, Angel fans, this guy's your, Artie Moreno's your meal ticket right now besides Trout. This guy is ringing the registers. People are there to see him, not see him on the bench. He didn't play the day before either. I'm sorry, I'm just pissed off. I was really mad the night when we were driving home. I just couldn't believe this happened. I mean, the guy, people are buying tons of Ohtani jerseys, everything Ohtani they're buying. They're there to see him. You know, there's nothing about he was hurt or anything. You just didn't put him in. I mean, damn.
It's mind-boggling.
So I'm just over it, but whatever.
Frustrating.
Anyways, in the second, what the hell, to me, T.O., the whole not going to the Hall of Fame, he's going to go celebrate it at his college and, you know, with some friends and family, and that's all great and everything, but it's just sort of a snub to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, like, what the hell?
So what the hell? And then, so the Hall of Fame is saying they're not going to announce him individually. So it's almost as if, you know, we'll as we say the group, his name's in there, but as far as individually, it's as if he doesn't go in the Hall of Fame. This is his own making. And I just, you know, and a lot of the guys that are in the Hall of Fame are just shocked at. I mean, this is it's a final exclamation point on a Hall of Fame career. You know, put all your stuff, your baggage behind you, and just celebrate being there.
It's your lifetime
It's your
award.
day. It's your day. You get your moment in the sun with the other guys you're going in with, and you know he's not going to do it. And I think this is still again about him, and it's so frustrating. You know, it just to me. But, you know, that's what he wants to do. He can't say anything later on. He'll still be in the Hall of Fame, but he's going to look back and regret this moment. So, in my mind, I'm like, what the hell, T.O.?
Yeah, me too.
But, all right, John, it was a good show. I think we'll wrap it up. I think we got some good stuff coming up next week. Obviously, the British Open. We'll talk more about the All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby, what's going on for the second half of the season. And all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in.
We'll have results for the Home Run Derby by our next telecast.
Yeah,
right?
we sure will.
Yep. So.
All right, tune in, tell your friends. We'll talk to you later. This is Everything Sports with TB and JB. See ya.